Number 2. Actually, I'm sorry, number 27. 3 angle measures of the quadrilateral WXYZ are labeled in the figure. What is the measure of WZY? When they give this, remember that middle one is the angle they're looking for. The W and Y just starts from one point and ends at a point to tell you where the angle is. So this is the angle that I'm looking at. Okay. Now, what do we know about the angles of a quadrilateral? The sum is 360 degrees. Now, if you can't remember it, we can remember that a square is a quadrilateral, right? We also know that a square has 4 90-degree angles, correct? So if I add those 4 90-degree angles, what's the total of that? 360 degrees. So therefore, all quadrilaterals have the degrees of 360 degrees, okay? So in case you can't remember. So what you need to do at this point is you're going to add the 3 angles you know. So I have 116. What does this represent? 90 degrees. So it's going to be plus 90 plus 42. Now, somebody add those up and tell me what you get. 248. Okay, thank you, Kaylee. I don't know if I can get it on there or not. Now, you're going to take your 360 degrees is what it should be, total together, and I'm going to subtract that 248, and I would get what? 112. Okay, so 112 degrees. Okay, so A is your answer there. All right, number 28. Which triangle appears to have 3 congruent angles? What does congruent mean? Okay, so if I'm talking about 3 congruent angles, they have to be the same size, right? Same measurement. 2 suckers or 8 jolly ranchers. Okay, now which one of those looks like all 3 angles are the same? J. Okay, H and F both have 2 90-degree angles, so I can't have 3 congruent 90-degree angles because that would be way more than 180 degrees. Okay, this one is an obtuse, and then we have 2 acute, so therefore those are not equal as well. Okay, did you get what you needed? All right, number 29. Which of the following shapes is not a parallelogram? Well, the thing you need to remember about this is the flow chart. Okay, so you have quadrilaterals. It breaks down into parallelogram, trapezoid, kite. A parallelogram breaks down into a rectangle and a rhombus. They come back to be a square. So which of the following is not a parallelogram? Well, that would be my trapezoid. Because remember, a cross is never. A trapezoid is never a parallelogram. So A is your answer for number 29. Okay, so I would remember my flow chart. Question number 30 says a net of a 3-dimensional figure is shown below. Which is most likely the figure? They've taken a 3-dimensional figure, like a box that you would put something in, and they've cut the sides for it to lay flat, is what they've done. Okay? Now, these dotted lines is the base. So whatever this is the bottom of the object. The others are going to be folded up, okay, to close the box. So what's the base? What shape is the base? Triangle. Now, what sides are the sides? Triangles. And how many of those do I have? 3. So when I look down here, between F, G, H, and J, which one of those do you think it might be? Okay, look at the base of H. What is the base of H? It's a square or a rectangle. Okay, so is that what our base needed to be? No. So what would it be? G. G has my triangular base, and then it has 3 sides of the 3 triangles to come up to the top. So G is your answer. Number 31. If a data set has an odd number of data and is in numerical order, then the middle value represents the blank. What is the middle value of a set of data that's in numerical order, Caitlin? Median. Okay. Range is what? Highest minus the lowest. What's the mean? About how many they are. And the mode? Kaylee, what's the mode? No, what's the mode, Lena? No, not mode. Mode, Caitlin? The one that appears the most. Median, you two were describing the median. Okay? Mode is the one that appears the most. Now, the answer to this question is median. We just wanted to review the other terms. Okay? Median. The first 200 visitors to a state park were asked about their favorite park activity. The results are shown in a circle graph. So we enjoyed camping, hiking, fishing, and swimming. Which of the following is closest to the number of those 200 visitors who said hiking was their favorite activity? Well, what section of this graph do they like hiking? Kaylee? 40%? Anybody else? 50%? Anything else? Oh, 50 people. Well, what percent of that circle likes hiking, though? 25%. Or 1/4 of the circle. Would y'all agree with that? Because if I split using either line of hiking, if I come right here, and I know I can't draw the straight line. If I split that circle in half, okay, and then if I notice then hiking splits that section pretty much in half, that would be 1/4 of the whole circle, right? Alright, so hiking is 1/4. Now, all I have to do is I want to take your 200 and times it by 1/4, which gives me 200 divided by 4, which is 50 people. Now, if I just wanted to think right here, when I split and said half, this half over here represented 100 people, correct? Well, when I split it in half again, half of that 100 was 50, okay? So 50 visitors, so H is your answer. Okay. You open that second window. You should just have to open it up, okay. Number 33 is a box and whiskers plot. Now, you're not going to have to know anything about a box and whiskers plot this year. Next year, you probably will, okay, but not this year. Let me just explain a few things, though, just so you can say that you kind of know a little bit about it. This lowest point right here is your lowest set of data. So in this case, we're looking at test scores. So the lowest grade that somebody made on the test score was 65. So what do you think this was? That was the highest test score. Okay? Now, what they've done, okay, is they've put these in order from smallest to largest, and they come up with the middle number, which is what do we call that? A median. So this number right here is the middle number. So this is my median. All right. Now, these two have different names, but what they've done is, after they've cut the data in the median, okay, they took the lower half of the numbers and found the median of that lower half. And then they took from the median originally in the upper numbers, they found the upper median. Okay? And those have special names, and you'll get into that more next year, but that's kind of what that's looking like on your box and whiskers. But you will not have box and whiskers. So I had a question, I'm sorry. No, because you shouldn't have one. You shouldn't have this one on your SOL test. A bag contains 4 red, 5 green, 3 blue, and 6 yellow tiles of equal size and shape. One tile is randomly selected from the bag. What is the probability that the tile selected is blue? So what is my ratio of blue to total? 3 to 18. Is that a choice? Nope, so it means I probably need to reduce. So if I need to reduce, that would be 1/6, and that's an answer which is J. Number 35 says look at the table. We have tickets sold. We have what days and how many. It says what is the mean of the number of tickets sold over these 4 days. Well, somebody told me earlier mean was when I add them all together and divide by how many numbers there were. So I'm going to add my numbers together. And then I'm going to divide by how many days I did. So that was 4. So when I add these, you should get 112. When I take 112 and divide by 4, you should get 28. 24 wasn't even a choice. Okay? All right. 36. Mr. Murphy asked 24 of his students how many miles they live from school. The stem and leaf plot shows the data. Now, you need to pay attention to this key to make sure that what they're representing. They said 2 with the line and a 1 means 21. Okay? So what does this 4 right here represent? 14 miles. What does this 2 right here represent? 2 miles. Okay? So it says, which of the following is a true conclusion based on the data in the stem and leaf plot? 5 students live 1 mile from school? Yes. Because here's my 1 mile from school, right? And I want to count how many there were, and there was 5 students. It says 3 students live 4 miles from school. How many students live 4 miles from school? 1. Well, what are these 2 4s representing? 14. Okay, so there's only 1 that lived 4 miles from school. Exactly half of the students live 7 or more miles from school. 7 or more. So I'm going to cut it right here and count how many students live 7 or more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people live more than 7, right? How many live less than 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So are those split exactly evenly? No. Okay? Because it said half, so that meant I had to split it evenly, and that wasn't. It says the maximum distance a student lives from school is 15 miles. What's the maximum distance somebody lives? 25. So the only true statement was F. Okay, put that up, please. Unless you're going to, I want the fork. Give me the fork. Okay, you may have a question on 36. I lost my page. I couldn't tell where I was. Right, it says 37. Andy is packing clothes for a camping trip. He's going to take 2 shirts, a blue and a green. He's going to take some shorts and some jeans. He's going to take some boots and some sandals. So they want to know, based on the chart, which of the following shows all of his possible clothing combinations of 1 color of shirt, 1 type of pants, and 1 type of shoes. Okay? So you make you think of a tree diagram. If I have a blue shirt and a green shirt. Now, if I chose to wear a blue shirt, I can choose to wear shorts, or I can choose to wear jeans. Would you agree?
Yes.
Even if I wear a green shirt, I could choose either shorts or jeans.
That's what it is.
Okay? Now, if I wear a blue shirt, a pair of shorts, I get a choice between boots and sandals, correct? If I wear a blue shirt and a pair of jeans, I still get a choice of boots or sandals. Okay? Same thing with my green. Shorts, I can branch off into wearing boots or sandals with that, and also with my jeans. So I could have a blue shirt, a pair of jeans, and a pair of sandals. Okay? I could have, all of these are combinations of what I could wear. So which one of those would show the true statement of all the combinations that I could wear? Naya? I'm kind of scrolling back and forth so you can kind of see. A is the true combination. Now, B doesn't, because they're saying if I wear shorts, I have to wear boots. And that's not always true, okay? C is not, because I have a red shirt. A red shirt came in there somehow. I didn't even pack a red shirt, so I must be borrowing somebody else's. And D, they're saying I only have 2 outfits I can wear. And that's a blue shirt, a pair of shorts, and boots. Or I can wear a green shirt, jeans, and sandals. That's fine. That's fine. Perfect. You can do that too. That's the fundamental counting theorem. How many combinations? How many combinations? And how many combinations? So she said 2 times 2 times 2, which would have given her 8. So she knows she has to have 8 possibilities. Now, does C have 8? Actually, it has 8. But the difference between A and C, C has the red shirts, and I didn't have red shirts up here. Okay, so good. That would work. No, please don't. Number 38. The graph shows the number of people who use the internet every week in the United States from 1997 to 2003. So this is my points. Every year they took a survey. And it said, based on the information on the graph, between which 2 years did the smallest increase occur? So where was the smallest increase? Between 2002 and 2003 was the smallest increase. Does everybody agree with that? Oh, from the smallest meaning maybe an increase. Okay. Yeah. No, they're saying the smallest increase. So the change between the 2 years, okay, which one had the smallest increase? Does that make sense now? Okay. 39. What value of M makes this number sentence true? This is an equation, so I would solve it. You're going to find your variable. What are you doing with your variable? So what's the inverse operation of subtract 5? Add 5, and you're going to do that to both sides. And so M will equal 40, because this will cancel off. Now, the other thing you could have done was you could have plugged each number in for M and made that true. So you could have said 175 minus 5 is what? 170. Does that equal 35? No. I could put in 40 minus 5. What does that equal? So that statement is now true, right? What if I plugged in 30 minus 5? So that's not true. And what if I plug in 7? And so that one's not true because it wouldn't be 35. Okay? So even if you plug in, your answer would be B. 40. Which word describes the boxed number? Luke? Yeah. What is 8? 8 is your coefficient. So J is your answer. What is X? Variable. What is 8X? Term. What is 8X equals Y? That's the equation. Okay? So even though they may use the same question, they may ask a different question, okay? Based on the equation, Matt, what is the value for x? First, you need to make sure that you look at your key. They're telling me that this cup-looking thing is your value of x, and each circle represents 1. Sometimes they'll tell me that each circle might represent 2 or 3 or 4, so pay attention to your key. Now, because you have the mat, all you have to do is you want to take away all of these x or these numbers that's with your x. So if I take this one away to keep it balanced, I've got to take 1 away from the right side. So again, left, right, okay? So for every one I take off the left, I've got to take 1 off the right. Now your x is by itself, so therefore you can count up, and x would be equal to what? 6, which is B. Now, if you wanted to originally write your problem from your mat, you could. This represents x plus 8 is equal to 14. Now you could solve. Find your variable. What are you doing with x? So inverse operation is, so I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. Therefore, x equals 6. So either way is acceptable on that one, okay? (42). What is the solution to the following? Again, you're going to solve this. Find your variable. What are you doing with your variable? So inverse operation of dividing by 6. So I'm going to multiply by 6. These cancel off and leaves me with n equals 216, which is J. (43). If the arithmetic pattern shown continues, what will be the 8th term? Arithmetic means it's doing what? Adding or subtracting. So what am I going to do from 54 to 48? Subtract 6. Does that hold true for the next one, 48 to 42? Does it hold true for 42 to 36? So that's their statement. So now what's the next number going to be? And
24, 18, 12, 6,
okay, and then it keeps going. Okay, I want the 8th term. So 1, 2, 3, 4 was what they gave me. So I had to continue on. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So my answer would be 12. No, she said C. 44. Which of the following numbers is not a perfect square? Kaylee? Okay, Ty?
90.
90 is not a perfect square. What is a perfect square?
8 numbers that
Naomi?
It's numbers that can be times by 8 itself, like 7 times 7.
Correct. So 49 was 7 times 7. What's 121?
11 times 11.
And 44?
12 times 12.
Okay. So therefore 90 is not your perfect square. 45. Which of the following is equivalent to 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6? Kaylee? C. You're going to put whatever you're multiplying as your base, how many times you are multiplying it as your exponent. So C is your answer. What? I didn't miss one. This pattern repeats after the first 4 shapes. So here's my key. After the 4th shape, it repeats. So is that true? Because this looked like my first shape. This one looked like my second shape, 3rd shape, 4th shape. So let's just count up till we go to 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So 11 is going to look like this triangle that's sitting on the point. So H. Did everybody see how we got that one?
Yes.
Now you can continue drawing it. That's fine. You don't have to if you don't want to. 47. What number sentence is modeled by the shapes shown? Pay attention to your key again. So how many X's do I have over here? Ty? So I'm going to put that as 4 times X because I have 4 of them. And that's going to be equal to what? What?
12.
12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So D is your answer. 48. What is the 10th term in the increasing pattern? Well, what's this pattern? What is it? Fibonacci. Okay, which means what?
You add like 1 plus 4 equals 2, 2 plus equals 4. And it goes on.
Okay, so how am I going to get the next number?
You add 8 and put
Which gives me, what's the next number? Next number? What's your answer there? And next? Now, I want the 10th term, so we got to count from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 55 is your answer. Okay.
what?
49. What can be the rule for the following pattern? Kaylee?
You go over to the
Why? Okay, so at this point it would be A or C, and how did you decide that it was A? Okay, so she said I checked, and she checked and said, okay, I'm dividing by 10, dividing by 10, dividing by 10. Also, what else is happening?
Whenever you divide by 10, it's 0.
A 0 leaves, and then what happens from here?
It's put in decimal and then the 0 will be on the right side.
Then the decimal is actually moving out to the left one more spot every time, right? Which tells me I'm dividing by 10. Yes, ma'am. Right, yeah, you're right. Okay, so when she checked the subtract 900, she knew that was not possible. Now, 1,000 minus 900 was possible to get 100, but from 100, and I subtract 900, it doesn't give me 10. Right, then you might do it. Yeah. Yeah. Which of these is a variable in the number sentence 4x plus 3 equals 8? Will you stop? Time. X. So J is my variable. What is 4x? Term. What is 3? 3 can have 2 names. It's a constant, or it could be a constant or a term. What is 4x plus 3 equals 8? That's the equation, okay? So pay attention to whatever question they ask.